explain that to the king or just to someone else? Okay. Like in a different room or in the same room? Okay. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't remember what I said, but okay.
Said,
What, you took
oh,
notes?
oh no, I remember this. I was prepared to obviously disguise my identity to the party, but I would not lie in front of the king. My real name is Sal Thorne. I am from Shan. My expertise is a messenger and courier. And as far as previous entanglements go, my allegiance is or was to a clan which I showed the symbol to Rilkin, which I have not said the name of, and everyone rolled like single digits on the history check, so I don't
Hello and welcome back to Power of the Gods, where we're heading into episode 4, where the party have recently signed a contract to the king. But before we start, we have two players who weren't here for that yesterday, so we're going to just quickly go into their reveals, where, as it stands, imagine the court mage will look in your direction, Dardalian, expecting to hear your name, your skill set, and your affiliations. Dardalian?
My name is Dardalian Bishleron. I'm a gravedigger. I serve one of the gods.
Oh, which one precisely?
Very old goddess. And most of you lot seem to have either forgotten her or don't like her.
Yes, but you still have not given the name.
He's gonna pause and just sort of think to himself, the Raven Queen.
And you just see him penning that down in a journal. There's no reaction at all from anybody. In
This
fact,
is just Vilken writing it down, yeah?
no, this is Imagine writing it down.
Okay.
The blue tiefling you see, who is the court mage or the king's mage. And how about you? Looking over at you, Ellie.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Ellie DeRay. Ellie's not the real name. I just know the L part, so everyone just calls me Ellie. It starts with an L. I don't know anything beyond that one, so people just call me Ellie. DeRay was my father, my pa, but he's not really my pa, but I took the name anyway, so just call me Ellie DeRay. I'm a deputy, only because my pa makes me be a deputy. I'd rather just be doing anything else. Right, where was I? Ellie DeRay, deputy. What was the last part?
Any affiliations?
Oh, no, I just kind of do my own thing. If you said I had to give you one, it'd be the sheriff's office in Griffinclaw, but I don't really do much for him besides what my pa tells me to do.
And the Archmage continues to write down in his book. Rilken sort of, as he's standing there facing his back facing you, he has his hands behind his back, and he just sort of raises one thumb as if a gesture to say, "Good."
Okay, whew. Got a little nervous there, sir.
Are you saying that out loud?
I guess I'm mumbling it to myself.
And you see immediately as the thumbs up go straight back into a clenched fist.
Oh shit.
But he doesn't react, and it seems as if nobody else heard you other than those in your party.
Okay. Oof.
After the mage has put everything together on the paper, the contracts are brought out, which is where Rilken has offered his back as a signing place, and each of you are offered the chance to step forward and sign. Do you two both also sign?
Can I see the paper?
Oh shit, we had to say if we had any fucking enemies, yeah.
I got none.
Did you have?
Have you
something
written
else to add?
anything out? So this is like a written piece, right?
It is a pretty basic piece, a pretty basic contract. It doesn't have anything too flowery on it. It's a
Okay.
simple contract. It's just a signing service.
Ellie is going to take the contract, look at it. Her eyes are going to go wide. Who's closest to her? Party member?
You're sitting
Can't tell anymore.
behind me and next to Dardalian, I think.
I'm just gonna poke you. Hey, can you read this one out? I can't read too well.
I'm not gonna get in shit if I take this and read, am I?
Rilken kind of does that instead.
Okay, Roken's
And
willing to read it out for me.
He just basically says, with a slight sigh, but he just says it without flinching, and otherwise, he just says, it simply says, I, blank, insert name, willingly offer my services to the king. His Grace
Oh, hell ain't got
Boronel Erwinan for contracts issued. And it has a place for you to sign.
Got adjust. All right. I'll sign it.
About the Dark Lanterns on there.
You don't see that on the contract. It's not until after.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'll just write a letter L on it.
Okay.
On the spot.
And Dalian, are you mentioning your?
So the mage brings over the contracts, yeah?
Yes. Well, hands it to Rilken.
Oh, okay. I'll just sort of say to Rilken. Oh, as a side note, I too have a little bit of an issue with House Tarkan.
Again, there doesn't seem to be too much movement from this, but they jot it down.
Does Stiga hear that?
I'm sure you would.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he's saying it low. He's not like whispering it to him. He's just saying it in a low voice.
Yeah, just good to know.
Yeah, I mean, you're all standing close to each other, so if they can hear, then you can hear. Unless you're just deciding to shut your ears off at that point.
Yeah, he's just saying it fairly low. Or he'll sign his name. Like, write his name out and then sign it.
Can you I know this is going to be incredibly off topic, but is it possible if you get to recap who House Tarkanan was?
We didn't cover that too much, to be fair. You mean as in
Stiga doesn't actually know either.
So
That's
were
why.
any of the guys in here from House Tarkanan?
No.
Then disregard, please. Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, no one in here currently is from House Tarkanan. You also signed Dardalian?
Yeah, he'll sign.
And after the contract is sealed and handed back to Magin, Captain Vron steps forward and is awaiting you to follow him. It seems as if you have signed up as honorary members of the Dark Lanterns, who, for want of a better way of describing them, would be the King's Special Forces, or the arm, his arm, if you want to call it that. He is waiting to lead you out. Is there anyone that wants to do anything else?
Let's go, Black Op mercenaries.
On the throne room, no. We get the hell out.
Yeah, if we're
Now very low and leave.
No worries.
Stiga removes his hat, Puss in Boots style.
Oh right, I should have probably taken mine off as well.
Let me just do this. So, Comic, I've just given you access.
Yep.
Alright. So I guess while you're still here, if there's anything you particularly wanted to search for while shopping, if that came up, just let us know.
Oh, I've already asked him. I've got a list.
Okay, cool. Sweet. No worries. And as Captain Vron awaits for you to follow, do you all leave?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Antallion's gonna be making his way out of there
All right.
fairly quickly.
We can talk when we get back to where the other people were, can't we?
Yeah, we just can't talk to the king. That's all.
Yeah, you'd probably be advised to wait until you at least get near the outside of this general area.
Okay, not where the people are. The
No,
other people
no.
in the court.
You get the feeling as if, even though this is a large room, there is enough eyes and ears in this place that it wouldn't matter where you stand. It would be treated as if you were addressing the king.
I'll be AFK 1 second. Just gotta get the video of the other one.
I was just wondering if we could actually talk to any of the other nobles.
No. If you wandered off, Sal would have dragged you back in.
I'm guessing we would have been told that before we entered, but I just didn't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole point about not speaking unless spoken to was all-encompassing within this chamber.
Yeah, okay.
And as you are led outside, out of the king's court, and I'm just going to get rid of your page there because don't need to be there. You are once again standing outside, but this time outside the castle. And there's a pretty decent view as you look back over the rest of the town, and you realize it's actually quite a large space, a lot bigger than you'd expected. You still see the airships floating about, and then as you're about to continue walking off, you hear the doors open behind you, and Rilken steps out, and he just quickly shuffling towards you. He just says, "Oh, before you left, I forgot to ask. Where do you plan to attend first?"
Oh,
Well, we haven't really had that much time to discuss that, Rilken. Like, would you mind if we got back to you and say, like, like an hour if we can go to the pub and just discuss this as a group?
Captain Vron sort of steps forward and says, "I can take them there. It's no issue." And Rilken just sort of says, Right, okay, but make it sharp. Don't take any longer.
oof.
Don't want to keep the king waiting."
So,
and
several questions. Oh, go ahead. I'll ask later.
And just as far as your decision making goes, please take note that Baron Quanti has offered you one free destination along the lightning rail, as has the Lady Ezra Vash, the Lirendar. She has offered you one free journey via airship,
Oh,
just in
Would
case
she
that
be
influences
so-
your
Ooh.
decisions.
Would she be so
Free
nice?
lightning rail, free airship. Ooh.
Stiga has no idea what either of those things are. Except for, I guess, airships since he sees them now.
Go ahead, everybody, and make a, I suppose, a history check.
Everybody?
Yep.
Wall of fire.
Wall of fire? Sorry, that was meant to be public. I rolled a 7. I got a 17.
So if that's how we're doing it, then I'll just roll like this.
Cone of coal. Froze the history in place.
It was a 17
It's
that
not
I
meant to be
actually
wall
got.
of fire. You know what it's meant to be.
What is it meant to be?
Me.
I can see
Oh,
the,
it could have been anyone.
I can see the name under history.
Yeah.
Uthal, you definitely experienced this. Dardalian and Sal, you do as well. When the mention of airship is said, the three of you have this moment of deja vu. And for you, Sal and Dardalian, you get this like tugging at the back of your mind, like something about having been on an airship just recently. And Uthal, for you, you're like, wait, that's it. That's how we got here, on an airship.
Oh. Is it the realization where like, okay,
You suddenly remember the experience of the dream, and then it's the realization that you're standing in amongst a bunch of others in a gathering of some sort with not much of a memory of how you got here. This is for you a realization of still not quite sure why you're here, but you remember now traveling on an airship to get here, which kind of makes sense given that this is a floating city.
Okay.
So we're in the castle, right?
Currently, yes.
Okay, and we're somewhere near the very top, I guess?
Not quite at the very top. Obviously, there's towers that go right to the top. You're standing
cool.
pretty much outside the main entryway to the castle, which is about a third of the way up. You had a couple of
Alright.
questions, sir?
Yes. What is the thoughts on public magic usage in this city?
No one's
Not
told
like
you
throwing
otherwise.
fireballs around. Alright, well, ask then, no? Self-buff spells, are they okay? Just in public?
You said Captain Vron was with us, yeah?
Yeah. But as you ask that question, Rilken just says, I'd probably try to keep the magic to a minimum. Sometimes the guards get a little bit sketchy. Not many of them
So
know
you're-
anything about magic, but they all are equipped with rings that, have the ability to shut down your magic. Should they see it
Oh,
as a
so you're
threat.
saying I can't jump out the window and meet you guys down on the bottom?
They probably
they can
wouldn't
shut
stop
down
anything
magic?
that way, but maybe not the right words. Cancel anything that you might be trying to cast.
I'm gonna lean over towards Ellie and go, do you reckon we should steal some rings? Like, real quietly, I'm saying that.
You're speaking to a lawmaker here. Also, I think that might be a good idea, but maybe not in public.
Hey, look, if she doesn't know that it's happened, like, that's fine.
What's that?
Uthal,
You
go
can't
ahead
hit me.
and-
I have witnesses. Turn around.
Uthal and Ellie both make stealth checks.
Okay, I mean, I'm not
You
stealing. anything.
honestly just whisper this right in front of the captain of Van Railkin in the middle of the courtyard
Wait,
of the castle surrounded by guards.
we're making stealth checks, yeah?
Yeah.
Poggers.
Smash.
Fortunately for you, what was whispered to you was not detected, but there is a puzzled look from Ellie as you whisper back to Uthal. Sorry, a puzzled look from Rilken,
I'm
trying to
lawmaker.
piece together what you must have been talking about.
See, I all he knows is that I am an agent of the law and I could do no wrong, especially out of boredom.
Look, if I don't see it, how do I know it happened?
I know.
The rest of you, though, definitely heard it. You may not. You actually. No one else in the party actually heard Uthal speak.
I'm not listening for it.
Yeah,
if I was paying attention, like, I probably would have used message, but no, I like this player.
Here, I post something. I hope this becomes our dynamic. That's what I want. Oh. So, yeah, alright. I won't throw myself out the window this time. I'll meet you guys down at the bottom with the rest of the group.
Hoping that's correct.
I mean, I heard flaunted brace. I don't know what a flaunted brace is, so I guess you're correct.
Which is the as far as kingly, well, not kingly, that's not the right word, but as far as a royal tavern is concerned, that doesn't necessarily ever see the presence or the visitation by anyone from the royal family. This is about as posh of a place as you can find. It is a full-on tavern, but you won't find any bar fights in here. You won't find any ale stickiness on the floors. It seems like anything that is spilt here is cleaned up with magic. Everything is very pristine. You are not talking about wooden benches. You're talking about marble benches to sit on. All of the tankards are very pristine. Porcelain, the word I was looking for. And the
Did anyone happen to mention that that they know how we got here? Like
No, not yet, not yet.
partially? Like,
We haven't had the chance to sit down and talk.
yeah.
And as Captain Vron leads you in, and he has a quiet word with somebody inside, just out of reach for you to hear. He turns around, gives you all a curt nod, and just says, "Right, well, this is where you can stay for the night while you make your decision. But I will be back within the hour, where I will take your decision through to the king." And he promptly just leaves. Inside, you find there is a couple of nobles sitting at tables. And when I say nobles, these are the sort of nobles that you'd expect that have very fine, elegant robes, but that sort of like puffy shoulder on the robes. Each of them kind of wearing that those sort of satin slippers that they walk around in. A few of them have these really weird looking hats on, kind of as if, you know, they're hiding something underneath, but these hats are, I actually don't know the real name for them in life, but they are almost like an artist's hat that sort of, they lean out to the side like a round,
Like a beret?
a little bit like a beret, but more the Renaissance era.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Um,
Leonardo da Vinci.
Kind of,
Sussex.
kind of like King Leo or something like that.
Yeah.
That sort of hat. But each of them are sitting down to meals. They're not engaging in any sort of dancing or talking across tables. Even though there is drink available, most of them seem to be keeping to themselves. You do see the odd couple that are seem to be very down in their drink, but they're very quiet, head down, looking at the table. You do see a bartender. She is currently behind the bar, polishing crystal wine glasses. And she sees you in the entryway and she just says, "Oh, hello. You must be the new adventuring group. So what'll it be?" She puts the crystal glass down and heads out from behind the counter. directly up to meet you.
Walking in, how high is the ceiling in this place?
Looking up, you can see it's probably about 25 to 30 foot up.
Ooh.
Big area.
Which kind of
Good
is
plan.
deceiving because when you're outside the building, it was like the building was only a one-story building. But inside,
Oh.
you can see the
Bigger
stairwell.
on the inside.
You
but
stairs
smaller on the
going up
outside.
as well.
Wow. I think Stig would be very confused at that.
Were you about to say something, Brip, before I cut you off? Sorry, mate.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask for a drink. But no, go ahead.
Actually, drink sounds fantastic. And seeing as we're in a posh place, I'm assuming that, you know, the standard tankard of ale isn't going to be the basis. They're going to actually have spirits and shit.
They may.
It's, what fancy, delectable drinks have you got?
You think they got water? I ain't had much of that before.
What's the door like on the entrance to this place?
The door.
Yeah.
It's a pretty standard door for it's not too different to many of the other doors you've seen in the buildings as you've walked around the town. Seems to be wooden. Not really terribly reinforced, but does have a bar behind it that they can shut and lock if they need to.
I was thinking it'd just be like standing in the door, like opening and closing it, trying to see like how the heck it's bigger on the inside than the outside.
Don't mind our friend there. He's an interesting one.
And the bartender looks at you and she just says, "Drinks, of course, yes, we can have drinks, but what's your feeling?" And she's, silly me, I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Marissa.
Marissa, lovely to meet you.
Howdy, I'm Ellie. You got water here?
Oh, plenty of water. Do you like it
Wow.
with lemon, or do you like it bubbly, or do you like it cold with ice? How do you prefer your
cold
water?
water.
Wait,
Can I try some of that?
hang on. You have spicy water?
Yes, we can do spicy water.
Ooh. I look at Ellie and go, "You've got to try the spicy water." Oh,
Oh, I just want to try the cold ones first. I've had all kinds of water, but I ain't never had cold water.
you had bubbles. You had bubbles in your water before?
No, but one thing at a time.
Oh,
Maybe I don't like cold water.
Ellie's just looking at you confused.
Sticker from the door is like, I'll have a cold water.
I'll look at her and go, take some rum if you have some, and I'll look down to Darian. I'm like, let's just get him a small beer, please.
Comes in pints.
Easily my favorite part of that movie. They come in pints. I'm getting them. What was I going to say? She continues to look around at the rest of you, making notes. She's like, okay, 3 waters, cold waters, a rum, and a small beer. And for you, looking over at you, Sal.
I'll have bitter if you got one.
A bitter, yes. No worries at all. So, and she takes you and points with one arm. Would you like to take a seat here? I'll
We
be
have-
right out.
Do we have a quiet table?
The table she's pointing to, like, each of these tables are private. Like, while you can see the tables through what appears to be some sort of drapery, but it's a very fine drapery that you can see through. There is, when you step inside, a small shutter, and when you shut it, as you can see around, actually there is a couple of tables that have done this. When you glance over in their direction, you see that this sheer cloth that it's covering has suddenly become opaque. You can't see through.
Ooh.
And strangely enough, you can't hear anything from within those table areas either.
Well, I lean over to Ellie and go, for a place that doesn't like magic, some fucking weird shit going on.
Yeah, I think it's more like they don't like throwing magic around.
Just before she walks away, Dardalian's gonna sort of lean over to her and say, apologies, madam. What's the strongest you have?
I think I can probably rustle something up for you. After all,
Thank you.
Captain Franz said it is on the crown, so let me go grab your drink.
Thank you.
She heads off, and after a few moments, she returns and she pulls out 3 very crystalline glasses full of cold water, with ice in the middle of it as well, just to make sure it stays cool. She does pull out a beer and a stein with a large handle, very ornate. And the stein itself is made of some sort of metal, but with these highlights, so to speak, of precious metals around it, but that seem to be woven into the cup itself rather than attached. You think you can see gold in amongst it, and that tankard is full of the rum that you asked for. And as it sits down in front of you, you immediately get this strong smell of the alcohol within, and you are eagerly awaiting to have a sip. She also brings out a small glass, like about half the size of the tankard, also crystalline. Sits it down in front of you, Dardalian, and says, "And for you, an absinthe." And she immediately lights up a spoon with some sort of granular stuff on it. You can't really tell exactly what it is. Lights it up and then stirs it within. Leaves the spoon behind.
My thanks to you, madam.
And you all see that this glass is like got a very greenish, purplish flame on top of the glass.
Jesus, what are you fucking drinking?
It'll hopefully be strong. Well, what you lot think is strong anyway.
And I can't remember what your drink was, Sal.
It's a beer.
Just a
I said a bitter, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I had pictured in my head you wanted 11 lemon bitters.
Oh no!
Have an old fashioned.
Let's bring out 4 West Coasts? No.
Excuse me, miss, can I please have 3 cosmopolitans?
The interesting thing here that there's actually it's actually the drink that she's most famous for. There's a lot of people that love that drink.
Oh shit, really? That's completely
All the nobles got these little martini glasses and everything's like, what?
And as she leaves, she does sort of spin around at the last minute and say, "Oh, forgive me. Was there anything you wanted to eat?"
Getting hungry at this point.
What are you famous for here?
It is pretty much anything, really. You can think of it.
Wow.
We can probably make it.
I can't think of it. I just can't think of anything.
I tell you what, while you think about it and having your drinks, we'll bring out some bread and some dip for you to
Ooh.
to start off.
Oh, that sounds good.
Actually,
Unlimited
this
breadsticks.
is delicacy that I had in my travels one day. It was wedges of cheese that rolled in crumbs, but then like put in hot oil. Oh, they were delicious. Would you be able to try making some of those?
I think we can rustle something up. Yes. Any particular type of cheese?
Ooh. How about this? I'll leave it to you. A mixture would be fantastic.
Okay, no worries. She waits a few moments more and before
I think
leaving.
Stigger will get a steak, not a steak, a roasted leg
A roasted leg.
of probably beef, something like that.
Okay. Yep, you could probably rustle something up like that. And after taking all your orders, she rustles off. And strangely enough, she's back within about 5 minutes, with a couple of extra servants carrying out all your food. And you can smell it as she walks out. There's just this aroma that sort of each of you smell your own dish. It's not like you smell the entire smorgasbord of food. You each smell your own dish, and it just immediately salivates you. And placing it down in front of each of you, you each see and this platter that is just full of food that you just want to, like, in fact, it's taking a lot of your determination to not immediately just pick it up with your hands and hoe into it. But they do provide cutlery. In fact, they insist that you use your cutlery. And you see as she quickly grabs this small piece of cloth and sort of wraps it around a little bit and goes to lay it out across your lap. And she does this for each of you.
I look at her and go, you might need something a little bit bigger, love.
And she sort of, for a second, you see some redness in her cheeks.
Oh, no, not like that. Not like that. Not like that. My dear, I'm sorry. I did not mean it that way.
And she sort of smiles briefly, but turns to walk off. She is very pretty, but that was definitely a little bit
Unexpected?
She wasn't quite expecting how forward that sounded.
Yeah. I immediately like, oh, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry.
He's a big man.
For you.
As she walks off, Sal leans over and closes that curtain.
And as you do, the curtain seems to stiffen slightly. Like it's still moving, but it seems to stiffen slightly, and you get the feeling like whatever magic is threaded through this cloth, that it is now in effect.
Fine situation. We've all got ourselves in.
Hey, we're going on an adventure.
I'm gonna raise my glass and just go, well, regardless of what we think, we're all in this together at this point. And I'm gonna put my glass out for like a cheers.
Stigger will give you cheers.
Yeah, Dardali, I'll join.
And I get cold water. Clink.
Dardali, I'll do that and then take a sip of his absinthe.
I'll have a sip of the rum while Darian sips on his beer. We'll I've got some decisions to make, and I'm gonna reach down, ignore the cutlery, and pick the food up with my fingers because I'm going for a cheese stick.
And the different types of cheeses that she's brought out, there is goat cheese, there is like bovine cheese, there's even some camel cheese. And there's a strange delicacy here. It's a much smaller piece, but when you taste it, it's very strange. Like it's yummy, it's delicious, but it's extremely strange, and it takes you to a feeling of the ocean.
Oh, fish cheese. I've never heard of this one before.
Remind me of Red Lobsters.
Not quite. It's
Oh, darn.
in fact, the shape that it's placed in, it's almost like it's got like these strange limbs, almost like tentacles.
Huh.
And as you look down at them, for you, there's a number of these tentacles. And as you look down, there are 8 tentacles that you can count.
So she's giving me octopus thinking it's cheese.
No, it is cheese.
Oh. I keep eating.
Strange.
I look towards Sal and no, it wasn't Sal, sorry. It was Dardalian and Stigger. And with the drink in hand, a bit of cheese hanging out of the mouth go. Sounds like you two have got a common enemy.
Yeah, I noticed that. And you said you mentioned something about Tarkanan?
No, my friend. I have no enemies, my friend.
No, but that you knew something about them.
Did I?
Yeah. That you'd heard of them anyway.
Oh no, that was out of character, Joe. I was actually asking out of character.
Oh,
That's my bad. Yeah.
okay, so it's just joke. Or Dardalian.
Yeah, just me.
It's just you two that have mentioned them, that's all.
Yeah, Dardalian. What do you know of Tarkanan?
A house for the houseless. It's probably the best way to describe them.
Right.
They took issue with my burial of one of theirs, and I think have a price on my head. Well, internally anyway.
A price on your head?
Yes, well, you know, when they don't like the way you buried one of the more senior members, they seem to take it personally.
Okay. So you have people hunting you?
I would assume so. It's not ideal.
If you're being a hunter, is there something that might come bring us into risk?
Oh, probably. Well, I suppose it would depend. They'll either just go for me, or they might go for a scorched earth.
Well,
Why would House Tarkanan put a bounty on you, Ellie? They're assassins, they do it themselves.
Eternal bounty. Whomever gets me first gets the most money.
Well, as you've heard, they were a known enemy for me only because me and my family killed some of them, and upon searching them we found something with my name on it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well,
Y'all certainly being a little forward here. We ain't barely known each other for about a day or two.
Ellie, let me clear up a little bit here. We're stuck together. Secrets and lies are not gonna help. Someone with enough power abducted us from wherever we were and put us into the city and managed to make us cross paths with the king. And now we're at his bidding. Do you understand? We're tied together now.
But that's just adventure and stuff, you know, going out, seeing the world, hitting things, throwing spells.
I'm not gonna reach over and just put my hand, like, not on you, like, just in front of your hands and go, I don't think you quite grasp this. Someone kidnapped us and put us
Well.
on an airship.
Oh, it's all
Do you
about
remember
travel.
getting up here?
Oh, but I get to all sorts of folks, and all sorts of places.
Have
Sorry,
you
we-
ever woken up in a foreign city, a random ass place, not remembering how you got there?
Well, I don't ever really leave Gryffindor except for when I poke out in the desert, but,
So how did you end up here?
I spend too much time worrying about things. Live in the here and now.
She's got a way to think about it.
I let out a
Right.
big belly laugh and just go, "Yeah, you're alright, kiddo."
So you remember how we got here?
Bits and pieces. I remember there being an airship and we riding on it.
So if we travelled here, what day is it? Like, what's the date?
That would be a question for the lovely bartender when she comes back.
Mr. GM.
We'll ask her when she arrives.
You probably won't until we open the curtain, but
Knock, knock.
now leave it.
I need another napkin.
Do some greasy wings,
Whoa!
sir.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Fade to black.
It's fade back in, everyone's eating fucking chicken wings. Good God, they're so greasy and messy.
And then suddenly there's a
Got
realization.
chicken sauce all over me.
Stinger, did you actually use the cutlery for your like roast leg,
No.
or do you? Okay, your hands.
And suddenly there's a realization that Comic has had this little sort of event happen in a tavern twice now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were asking what date it is.
I'll
Hey.
have to find some.
Yeah, like, and depending on when we were last, remember what day it was to what day it is now.
$19th of run, but like, what was anyone looking at the calendar before we woke up? Like, what did we think it was? Before we blacked out and ended up in the crowd.
I think I would have remembered the date when we arrived back at Ellie's place to meet with her father, and then after that, that's when everything went missing.
Actually, upon Sticker mentioning this, would any of us actually remember the day, roughly the last date, before we don't remember anything?
I'd probably suggest that between you, Sal and Stigger would have the best reasons to use the calendar, and that not
Okay.
just be one day to the next. Only from the standpoint of a shepherd or a herdsman would want to know what seasons it is, that sort of thing, harvest times. And for you, Sal, obviously your connections would mean that you'd be pretty close to knowing timelines.
Yeah, I
and
was on
stuff.
vacation, and considering I would need to know the date to go back.
Yep. Unless you can tell me a reason why you would use a calendar, probably doesn't really sink in too much as far as like a specific date. More so, the season probably would be the best thing to sort of think about. Maybe where the sun was positioned in the sky, so to speak. But just for you two that I did mention, you would know that this date seems correct.
Okay.
I mean,
So it still feels like the next day.
both of you make an insight check.
Insight, that's not a good one. Oh no, it is.
If you think you or Darian would also kind of work to a calendar system,
Well, given the nature of Uthel's work, he'd work with seasons, not necessarily calendars, basically, because he'd track the amount of days more than the actual day. That's a Darian. I have no idea what his motivations.
I guess I'm more going with the line of if you did jobs or worked for things that required specific days,
Mm-hmm.
then that is worth remembering the date for.
Hmm.
But I don't think we would have been on an active job at this point. So like,
But if you have worked with that in the past, then there's a good chance you might.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there that if you
I would have
if
been.
you
I would have
worked
been
off a
past,
calendar,
definitely.
then yes, you could remember the time. But if you don't think you would have worked on a calendar,
I think, like, the only reason I think is that Stigl probably would have taken note of it when he arrived with Ellie, because he would be dropping off his herd and trying to plan out his next steps. And probably would have started writing a letter home.
So it's basically we haven't lost any time. It's the next day, effectively.
Yeah.
that's what it seems like.
So it seems like that's so weird. If we've travelled so far and it's still
Airship.
only-
Airship.
yeah.
Airship.
Okay.
I mean,
So
as far as the actual date is concerned, this feels like the right date. It's the right time of year. It's the right season. You'd have no way of knowing whether or not it was the right year.
Okay.
So, whoever did this has airships at their disposal, has incredibly powerful memory, sleep,
Hmm.
everything. That's impressive. That's really impressive.
Maybe it was the king. It was for him, wasn't it? So.
Ugh. What?
Yeah.
We just like
But why would the king want, I assume, a pair of criminals, a layabout deputy, a
Criminals?
fired cleric, and a freaking. You're a herdsman, no? Like, why would he want
Yeah, I'm
us?
just a shepherd. I don't know.
We're just a bunch of nobodies.
who's the pair of criminals?
Yeah,
You
who are
cer-
the criminals?
You certainly look like one with a dozen daggers around your chest.
You're just gonna get this glare and like any rapport that you had just built up. Oh, it's fucking tenuous right now. And
I
I
see
see,
myself thrown in the clink.
And I look at you and just go, "You're a deputy, right?"
She
Well, only
runs her
when
mouth
Pa,
a bit, Ethel, don't worry.
No,
only
but
when
you-
Pa makes me do it.
Okay. Who do you think brings in the criminals when you can't get them?
Oh, other folk in the office. Sometimes my Pa.
I do it for money.
Oh, you're one of them bounty hunters. No, listen, no offense. My pa told me to stay away from folk like you. No, you're nice and all, but, he sort of said that you're just doing it for money and you're not really a whole part of the whole justice thing, which I think is kind of crock because I don't do it for money either, just do it because he tells me to do it. Right, I see we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
You get a side glance, not like a glare, but just a side glance. It's like, alright. And with that, I'm just gonna like look over towards Sal and go, you joined us late. Did you wake up randomly as well?
Yes, indeed, I did. Woke up in the crowd. Spotted you all a bit late. Honestly recognized Ardalian and decided to tag along.
Oh, you two know each other?
Met before.
Yeah.
Oh, night out on the town, eh?
No.
I nearly died on a mountain.
Yeah, cut open. You got shanked really badly.
Wait, who did?
Ardalian
Ardalian.
just lifts a
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
and waves.
This isn't anything against you, Jet, but when you talk in character, it's very quiet.
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Like I heard you say something, but I didn't hear what you said. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I nearly died on a mountain.
Oof. That's rough, my man.
Wow.
And I look over at Darren, who's just enjoying his bevy, and I just go, "Hey, this was where's to go."
You nearly died?
Oh,
You're the one that keeps everyone alive.
Well, you know, I was out there for various reasons. Looking for someone.
Mhm. So, Sticker, just looking around the table, I don't think he's going to ask it out loud, but he's wondering how old everyone is or looks.
Describe.
Ellie looks like she's in her mid-20s.
Okay.
Same for Sal. Yeah, mid 20s. Yeah, yeah,
All right.
into early 20s.
All right, Sticks. Given the fact that I've used my my abilities recently, what do they see?
I will let that you describe that.
Well, I'd like to think that it's not in place right now. So, Uthal looks like he's young, but like early 30s.
Okay.
And if you look at Darian, well, how long do his people live?
A decent amount of time.
He looks grizzled but young, if that makes sense.
All right.
He's 64.
Yeah. So, does he look like the oldest one in the group?
He looks like it, but he's by age he is, by length of life he's not.
The other thing that you guys haven't revealed is whether or not it's obvious what race you are. Not that that's overly important.
Oh, yeah,
But as far
yeah.
as age is concerned.
Is that being asked by anybody?
Looks like a
guess-
normal human to me, so I'm
I
asking.
guess Sticker's just having a look around, just seeing who people are, what they look like,
This
how
is-
old they want to be. Yeah.
Mainly looks like a party of humans with like what, a halfling and a... What are you?
There's a Goliath. There's a
Dalian looks like-
halfling.
Goliath, sorry.
Dalian looks like a very strange elf.
Sticker's a tabaxi, so
Gotcha.
he's got a tiger sitting across from him.
Half elf, tabaxi, Goliath, halfling,
Full elf.
full
But
elf.
very,
And
very
I-
strange.
I will refrain from revealing anything about dragons.
Oh, and
Okay.
old Elsa in the corner, fucking being all quiet.
Do
Let
I
me
get
guess-
to see how
wait.
old she might be? Just like young.
I like
looking
to
or-
think. Sorry.
Guessing she's fairly beautiful.
It's like the
I like-
image that she's in the corner and she's just got like her glass of water and she's just like re-icing it. Everyone else's glasses have melted and then she's just keeping hers cold.
She's just stirring the liquid with her finger, just like chilling it to like a slushy.
Yeah.
She also seems to look like she might be in her 20s. And she does look like she's humanoid, like human.
Cool.
Alright, listen, y'all, we're talking about secrets and all that. And I suppose if I am traveling with you folk, I suppose I should know a few things about myself. It's just that I don't know too much about it, but every once in a while, hold on, let me just do something. She flicks her hair back, and feathers come flying out and land behind her. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but it's been a thing since I was a little girl.
Wait, you have feathers?
Well, no, they hide pretty well, but sometimes they come out. Usually if I'm, like, stressed, or just in the middle of something exciting, or just, hawkish kind of stuff, I like sitting up high, and I like flying, and, I don't know what the case with that is, but that's just who I am. It don't change it don't change me, it's just, it's appearances, and Pa always told me appearances don't mean nothing.
I'm just gonna look really quizzically like towards like the feathers that just come out. Are they actual feathers?
Yeah, you want to hold one?
What the fuck?
And I'll hand it over, and it is a hawk feather.
Wow.
Seem weirder.
I look over towards Stigger and I go, "You make your own arrows, right?"
You're not using my feathers for your arrows. I have pride. I am a proud girl who does not let others pluck her feathers.
I'm
Pa
gonna,
told me.
I'm gonna make a
About
stealth.
these spare ones though, that just
No, I want to try and steal some of the feathers that are on the table without her knowing.
Oh, you can have those. I don't need them.
Oh, okay.
Has it been a day, Sticks?
Not yet. You
Since,
haven't had
I
your
used
long
it?
rest
Alright.
yet.
Alright. Usually every once in a while, I can make them grow real long and become a bit more bird-like, but I don't know what it is. I've looked around for a cure for some weird condition or curse or something. Maybe my folks have pissed off some bird mage, or now I'm looking like this every once in a while, but, I don't know what it is. It's me.
so you don't know your parents, Sally.
Oh, no. Classic orphan story. Bundled up, dropped off, sheriff's office. Take good care of Elle, he said. And then, well, you know the rest from there.
It's weird how we met because I don't know mine either.
Oh.
I'm just gonna put it out there. If you can sometimes look birdish, please don't be alarmed. Sometimes, and I'm gonna use this cautiously. Sometimes I look different.
You don't
What
look
is it?
like Goliath.
Okay. Have any of you met Goliath before?
No.
Yeah.
You ever seen a Goliath with a beard?
I have
Yeah.
one.
You ever seen a Goliath grow a beard like instantaneously?
What?
I'm
I haven't
gonna-
No,
seen
that-
anybody grow a
That
beard.
does sound
instantaneously.
familiar because I
Alright.
just grow feathers out of nowhere.
I'm gonna look around and make sure that, like, you know, the curtain's definitely opaque. Just gonna go, fine. Close my eyes, and through my mark, I'm gonna cast Comprehend Languages, which should then trigger it to look my appearance to just shift, and suddenly tattoos expand a bit. The beard just pops out. Other than that, it'll look exactly the same, but just the tattoos and the beard, they're very, very different.
Whoa!
You look like someone else. Well, I mean, aside, you look like you, but with tattoos and a beard.
Ah, the ultimate disguise.
Use a fake mustache.
Wait,
Oh, no.
you just touched a mark. Where did you touch?
You just see me like basically just like grab my chest plate and stuff, and like I stuck my fingers underneath, but you didn't see a mark because like I'm wearing full leather. So as far as you're concerned, you didn't see much. But like I've
Sal's
grabbed...
just sat up and is just looking at where that was. Ah,
You right, mate?
connecting dots.
Listen, if you're out there connecting dots, I'd appreciate if you do a bit of look around at whatever I got going on. If we can cure this, I won't call it a curse, but it is annoying.
Whoa.
Everyone's got
If
their
I
own
can
thing.
help, I can help.
Besides, how do you know humans in normal form? Ellie?
That's because I've been. Well, I can't say no, but I can't say yes to that one either.
Maybe you are just who you are.
I am who I am. Well, I don't even know my name. This is just one that I grabbed.
Again,
Well,
you
it's a
are
good
who you
thing.
choose to be.
Figure it out one day.
I'd say I do have parents, but they're not my actual parents. They're just the ones that raised me.
I'm just going to say this out now. With Sean not here, I don't really feel comfortable giving any of his backstory away, so he'll just be sipping on his beer for this entire duration.
That's fair.
And I look over it, but I do look over towards Darren, like I just like rub my hand over his head and just go, and this little fella, we've been through some scrapes together, but yeah.
So, We've each got something very special here. What's something that you bring to the party when we've got to actually face something else like we've just done?
Well,
No.
y'all.
If I'm not fucking king hit and knocked out so fucking easy, I'm actually quite adept at hiding in shadows.
Oh, really?
You out here claiming you're
Very
not a
useful.
thief.
I look dead so like this time they're daggers at you, and I just look at you and go, "Call me a thief one more time."
You're hiding around. Never heard nobody who hid and ain't got nothing to, do.
And then I'm gonna cast a message, and this goes only to Ellie, and I'm like, "There's other things you can do in the shadows," and that's all it says. No one else hears it.
I'd say to Ellie as well, I was like, I hide in the shadows quite often.
Why would you want to be in the shadows when you can be up high, right where the
Part of
sun
my
is?
job. When you're hunting, when you've got to live off the land, when you don't want to be seen by giant dinosaurs, you want to hide.
Sounds boring.
Hey, what? Oh.
So, yeah. Hey, why are you? Did you? What's your character's name again?
Sal.
Sal. I can't see your name. Oh, there it is. Cool. Yes, Sal. Did you? The things that you're wearing on your arms. Did you make them or something? Or
Most of it. All of it, actually.
wow.
Bit of tinkering. Nothing fancy.
I'll have to say they look pretty awesome.
When it works. When I'm conscious enough to use them.
Ah,
Bit of Brelin tech, a bit of Siren tech. Bit of magic.
mm. So you work with tools and things like this?
Can do.
That's cool. By the way, why did you shake your head back there when they mentioned Metro? Or the Mornland?
The Mournlands.
Mm.
You've never been, have you? Actually, not many people would have been.
No, I was pretty close to getting there, but I didn't make it. I ended
So,
up.
Darling, did you ever make it?
I hate to sort of interfere here, but I have been there a few times.
Wait, you've been to the
Really?
Mournland?
I live real close to it.
Maybe that's where the feathers come from.
Part of my family's job is to keep Valinor safe from anything that comes out of the Mournland. And usually it's pretty quiet, but around these times, well, it got a bit more. Things got a bit more shaky, you know what I mean? But I have been there a few times with an expedition or two.
Before we came here, or however we ended up here, I was with Ellie and we were taking my herd to her home, and they were going to head into protect the area from the Mournlands.
In Valinor?
What's so surprising?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I've been into Mournland with the expeditions from Valthron. From the Brelin side.
Oh no, we came.
Yeah,
up
back in my
against-
younger days, stupid it is.
Wow. What's it like?
Surprised. Dead.
Oh, it's a hellish place, yeah.
Very.
Hmm.
Whatever happened to Sire, it was bad.
Hmm. I have heard stories.
Which ones? The magical weapon? Gods striking down?
Oh, just that the whole entire country is basically gone, and Nobody knows what happened.
There's now a wasteland of the undead.
That
Magic.
Dardalian just sort of, when you say undead, Dardalian's lip just sort of curls into a kind of disgusted look.
It's not the politest place. I wouldn't ride my horse near the area, and
Wouldn't go anywhere near it. No.
I went to a lot of places I weren't supposed to, but I never went to the Mournland. Listen, I'm a
You,
rule
the
breaker,
deputy?
but I'm not an
Law-abiding
idiot.
deputy? No.
I am a rule breaker. I'm not an idiot. Anyways, what were we saying?
Oh, I think we were talking before about
Yes,
what
the other
had
thing we were
to
talking
give
about.
to the party, and like, I
Oh,
don't know,
right.
What tactics could we use?
Well, listen. I'd usually just throw fire. I don't know how I do it, and no one ever taught me how to do it. I know magic. I can throw. Unfortunately, I always got bored enough that I just throw like destruction around. It ain't much for do. So if you're looking for like, those special healing bubbles or like the anything special the mage is throwing around, that's not me. What I can do though is I do flight, do safe falling. I can manipulate magic real well. If you need anything done, I just know it. I know how magic works innately. I don't know why. So,
Wow.
anti-magic, I can do that too.
So you're mostly like, you have your pistol that turns into massive explosions.
Yeah, it's not loaded or anything. It's just what I use to help me focus.
Ah.
So no black powder.
No. It was a gift from Paul. It's never fired once properly in its life.
Wow.
Huh.
Well,
May I have a look at it?
Yeah, just don't break it.
And I'm just gonna put my hand out and just cautiously take it. All I want to do is just like for the next 30 seconds while people are talking, you just look over it and just inspect it.
Yeah, this looks like a prime ornate revolver. It has a couple of engravings on it. The handle is smooth. There's a little note down at the bottom that says "From your paw" underneath it. If you open up the chamber, you'll find that every cylinder is empty. It looks like it's never fired properly once in its life.
Empty.
a little note, is that like inscribed on it?
Yeah, like inscribed on it.
It's like still got the tag on it.
Yeah,
Bought in
Happy
Kmart.
birthday, yeah. It was a blue
Happy
light
birthday from your
special.
pa.
No, right? Back to school.
So looking at this,
Back to school.
Pull the trigger.
Oh, Jesus.
Bang,
Get
little bang
out.
comes at the end.
Yeah, looking at this, I'm like, oh, it's an incredible piece, and I hand it back to you. I'm like, so it's empty, but you cast through it.
Well, yeah, it just how some mages got like staves and some of those got them crystal orbs they shoot their magic out of. I think they're all dumb. I couldn't use any of that, no matter what happened. All these sorts of magic tools come out of me. All right, Ellie, come and focus your power through this staff, through this rod here. And I just couldn't do it. And one day I picked up my pa's revolver, right, and I just fired it at a wall because I was so pissed, and I blew a hole clean through it. The thing is, the revolver weren't loaded, and that's when I realized I just need some of that means something to me, So I have this.
Interesting.
What about y'all? Can y'all do any magic tricks?
Oh, and I look at you and go, and cast message to you and go, besides talk inside your head, and then
Yeah, one's a little
and then
privacy.
and I'll just go back to normal. Go, I'm not that magically inclined, and then I'll look over towards Darren, who's still mulling on his beer. He's a slow drinker. I go, he's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve, but nothing too fancy.
Archer. No, a very good one. I'm not magically inclined either myself. but I know how to. You'll see him put his hand on his sword. Know how to use this. And he'll pull out the little bow. It's a bow that's actually folded into just a little larger than hand size sort of thing. And he flicks the button on the side of it and it flips out into a short bow.
That reminds me. Psst. Stigran, right?
Stigo, yes.
Stigo. That needle thing that you use. Saw you use it a
yes.
couple of times.
Yeah, and you see him like just clench his fist, and the large needle sort of juts out of the bracer on the back of his arm.
Do you clean that?
Sometimes.
Because I watched you stab an undead creature with it, and then stab big guy over there.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
There's 2 needles, and you'll see him like flick it again, and another one comes out.
Oh, I thought it was the same one. Never mind. Don't worry, you're safe. No weird diseases.
Yes.
Probably.
Speaking of weird diseases, y'all think we can get baths here?
What?
I've never had a proper, a bath before, and I've always been told to clean myself nice and well for, any suitors coming about, but, I'd always stay dirty just so they'd never come around, but...
Did you bath last night?
No?
We had rooms here last night. Did we not?
Did we?
You haven't.
I thought we went straight there.
You haven't stayed overnight anywhere yet.
No, it's been, still been the same day, no?
Yep.
No, because we stayed in a place overnight, and then they sent the carriage for us in the morning to pick us up.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that the
yeah,
case?
yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, then I can totally do the bird trick.
I forgot about that bit.
Oh, fuck, dude, that changes things. Alright, you want to see the bird trick? I can
Does
totally
it involve
do the
cleaning up a whole bunch of feathers off the ground?
Before you do, I look at you and go,
I'll make use of it.
how long does it last for?
Oh, usually about a minute or so.
Oh, that'll be fine. Just before you do, and I'll stand up and I'll pull the curtain back and go, "Can I ask another round, please?" And I'll shut the curtain. And I'll go, "Wait till she leaves."
Oh, right. Solid choice.
She walks in, there's a Goliath with she's walked in, and now the Goliath has now got a beard. Instead of Ellie, there's a bird. It's just everyone's changed.
What the heck happened in here?
Ah, wrong one. Sorry.
And
Right,
she
well,
brings back another round of the same drinks. Not long after. And
Gods, I love cold water.
you do notice, because your insight is really high, that she seems to be a little bit more embarrassed around you, Uthal.
I look at her, I give her a smile, and then I'm gonna give her a gold piece tip.
Ooh. All right, so if we
And then
get
I'm flat out just gonna go to her. Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause any offense, but yes, thank you very kindly for your service.
What sort of gold piece?
I'll give
You
her one
don't
of the
have-
king's ones.
Do you have the king's one, or was that given to somebody else?
No, you gave that to us, didn't you?
We split it, yeah.
Oh,
We
you did
did
split it.
split
Okay,
it up.
cool.
So I'll give her one of the king's pieces.
Oh, if we split, I gotta add it to my bag then.
As far
Whether the
as
set liked it or not. At least it is.
I'll give you this for free. You are in one of the most posh taverns around here. While a gold piece would seem like a huge tip for a small village tavern, it's nice, but it's kind of like small change in here.
Ooh.
Wow,
Can't be caught.
call me fucking thrifty.
We're not in the 10 towns
beast.
anymore. We can't
I'll
impress people easily.
I'll just look at her and go, if you keep these coming on the reg, I'll keep paying for on the reg.
You're not paying for it, the king is.
What?
As in the gold I'm giving to her. We're not paying for drinks, but I'm paying for service now. I want these drinks on the regs.
And she just leans in a little bit and she says, "I'm sorry, I'm just not that kind of woman."
but I am that kind of boy.
Hell, the charisma check.
I look at her and go, "Oh, my dear, are you sure?" And I give her a wink.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Nope.
You see as she stands up, she's lost all redness in her face now, but she's still smiling.
Customer service.
And
God, I was at
as
work
she
and
leaves,
this guy hit on me.
as she leaves, she quickly reaches down and grabs the cloth that's covering your lap and whips it away and walks off.
It's what could have been, my dear. It's what could have been. And I'll look back towards the party and just keep drinking. And go, so. And just play it off completely.
Ugh.
Right. So,
So if we
Too
did have
quick.
a night, totally took a bath. Just letting y'all know. Yes, there was clean time.
So
So
you
to-
gotta do it, pay any attention there, because just thinks everything's on the normal.
Go ahead, Awa.
So, two quick things, I guess. Get this back on track. One, a DM, just to clarify the politics, Breland is its own nation, right? It's not united with
Right.
the other provinces.
All of the wider major power groups have signed a treaty for the war.
Yep, which is just a peace treaty or a ceasefire of some sort.
Pretty much, yes. But you get the
So-
feeling they weren't necessarily at war with each other, but because of the way the war played out, there could be, like, there wasn't really, I'm trying to think of the way to put this. It's not like one nation was fighting against another nation in that sense. It was a case of there was war and there were allegiances and alliances made at various locations, but it wasn't like each nation was fighting each other.
No,
But
it
it
was
also
a
wasn't
shifting
like it
mix
was-
of alliances and
Yeah.
yeah. Like sometimes some forces would fight for one side and then for others, and yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so firstly, the Dark Lanterns. Outside this room, we never admit we work for them. We never mention it, especially for where we're going.
Right?
Sorry?
The Dark Lanterns.
We don't mention it.
Never. We're
Mention
going to
what?
be working in foreign nations, so no.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
So-
Look, I know you two are from Valna. I'm not quite sure where you two are from, as I point to
Say our names.
Darian and Uthal.
My name.
But yeah, we don't mention the Dark Lanterns. We're just the normal adventuring party. We all cool with that?
I'm fine with that.
That's for our survival. I mean, if we get caught working for the king in some other place, in a foreign nation, we're spies.
You look at Ursula and he's not phased by that thing, and he's kind of getting, maybe this isn't his first dance.
Yeah.
Rebellion shrugs. As far as I'm concerned, I don't work for them anyway.
Way to think.
Same
I
with you.
work for someone else.
Right, well.
We
Listen,
want to discuss where we're going.
listen, I'm fine with wherever. It's all an adventure for me. Pa knows him.
I think we were saying we wanted something. Not the Mornland, so.
I argue against it, but if that's where we all choose to go, it's where we go. Who's got the parchment? Bring it out.
Now, from what you say, if we were going to the Mournland, we would need to be prepared.
Very.
I'm not gonna lie. If we are to go to the Mournland, it's not something we can do lightly. I think we'd need more time to get supplies and get ready. It is not a friendly place from everything I've heard, and while I respect that you need or want us to go there, I think we need to be ready.
I'll chime in as well on that one. Listen, I did say I'd go anywhere, but I do know what the Mournland is, and I don't know if we're. Listen, I have faith in all my skills, but it's a dangerous place.
While I may like to visit there sometime, I'm happy to do that.
That is fine. We can definitely
when we're
visit it
ready.
at some point, but yes, we need to be ready. Looking over the contract, where was it? Do we have it?
Why
No,
don't-
it was in chat. Sorry.
It's at the
We can
top there,
with
starting.
start with something simple, just so we can all learn how to work together a bit easier, and then we move up from there.
New Seer is close by too, is it? Kind of.
Look, truth be told, this one in Karnath, and I'm gonna basically point towards this. It's sounding a bit of travel, but out of all of them, that's the one that worries me the most. That and the Eldeen Reaches. The other things are just sus things going on. But when you have flat out mercenaries murdering innocents, or people just flat out disappearing, that's worrying me.
What's time sensitive on this list?
And I look at you and go, the ones I just mentioned.
Well, out of all those, which one would you rather do first?
Well, people going missing could be nefarious, or it could just be a coincidence, but people being murdered is a different story. Like, some people deserve it, but not everyone does, and there are a lot of innocents.
Well, Eldeen Reaches, that's in the forest to the northwest. We'd have to travel there by airship.
But
If we were to go to Karnath, we could take the lightning rail.
but not the entire way.
Well, we could get it most of the way.
Mm.
Actually, if we take the lightning rail up to Ondair, cross through Fairhaven, and then carry on through to Karnath.
Have we got a map handy, or are we just like out of character looking at this map?
We are looking at the map now. I think it's on the.
Imagine one of us would pull out a map and just put it down.
I would dare say at least that Sal probably has something like that.
All right. Well,
Oh,
looking
cool,
at,
Sal. Have a map.
I trace out the path up to Lost. And well, it looks like the lightning rail stops here across this river, going to Reckonmark.
I think it shouldn't be that difficult.
Look, that's where my vote lies, and I look towards you and go, it's up to you. I know that Darian is he's go with the flow type thing. And I motion towards you guys and go, what would you all like to do?
We should save folk, as many as we can.
I will just jump in here as out of character because he's not here to speak for himself. Did he already give you any notes on that?
No.
He may have a particular opinion on that because Karnath is where he originated. Out of character, that is.
Okay.
So as far as his affiliations,
He might not want to go back there.
He may decide not to go there.
Or he may want to.
He may want to, or he may not want to, and we
Yes.
can't really do. Oh,
Well, Elden Reaches is possible, and missing people. A growing list of missing people.
does anyone in
Very
the
well.
group have any contacts in the Eldeen Reaches? One from that area?
Never been there.
What's up, I think.
I've never been to any of these places. Though I have heard of Ilamaro Castle. Oh, somewhere else I may know of. Trying to find where it is. It's Kubara, that's the one. I've been near to New Throne, but I've never been there. And that's it. Oh, I've been to where Ellie's father is, and that's a contact as well. In Valena.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah, well, I think so, because well, Ellie and I were together, and the contact is her dad, so I'll just be saying like, yeah, I've been.
Hey, your dad is the contact on this list?
Is it?
Yeah,
Sheriff
Valena.
Talon.
Valinor?
Pelican.
Sheriff Thalon?
Sheriff Thalon.
Hold on, let me look at these notes again. Oh, well, I can't read what it says. I just.
Valinor, Sheriff Thalon Pelican, male peacekeeper in Ter Valestas?
Oh yeah, that's my pa.
Attacked by exiles?
Just realised
wait.
that he's on the... Wait, you
No,
can't
no,
read.
no, no, no. Say the name again.
Ellie's
Sheriff
on the-
Thalon Pelican?
No, that's not it. My dad's at DeRay.
Oh,
That's where I got my name. I just took it from.
I
so
think
nah.
Six just said that you do know of him. So-
Yeah, I've known him, but he ain't
Yeah.
my pa.
Yeah, he's not your father.
Okay.
That clears that up.
Let's say otherwise we're heading for Valinor. Wait, how do you know it?
Well,
I've been to Gatherhold as well. Man,
I've been in a few big old meetings. Pa's like, Ellie, you're gonna learn. You're gonna take my job one day, so you're gonna have to, beat all the important sheriffs around. Come on down to this meeting. And it was so dry and stuffy, I just climbed up to the roof and took a nap.
So, okay, so he may or may. So if he knows you, his opinion and view is okay.
He might not know me. Listen, you don't want to be stuck in a meeting with a bunch of stuffy old men for hours a day.
Sticks.
Mhm.
Out of character, would Sticker have happened to know anything about the skeletal dragon rumors from traveling through the plains?
You would know that there has been
It's like,
skeletal remains of dragons that were always like just part of the plains.
Yeah.
Like they just were there.
yeah,
You expected that they must have died many years ago. But if there are reports now that they're coming to life, well then that's something new.
so past, like the halflings were telling me about some of the skeletons that you could see.
Basically.
Hmm.
Alien, you've been pretty quiet. Any places you like on the list?
Oh, well, I'd always like to go home, but there's a whole world out there. I don't know. Let me look at this. Sorry, can you read out the places again?
And I read through the list. I'm not going to recite
Alright.
that out loud.
Oh, yeah, no, listen,
Every single
I
Um,
made her illiterate. I have to go forward with it.
Yeah, I know. DM,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
given the fact that we're missing two people, would it be possible for us to just like postpone our decision? Just say that we gave an answer to Captain Vaughn before we go on the shopping trip, because I feel like we've got 40 minutes left before people need to go, and we're not going to get an answer because Karnath was going to be one of the locations, but it may or may not be a good location depending on what a few party members say. So can we maybe do that decision offline?
You can. I think it would be worth potentially now having a like a choice A, choice B, choice C.
Yeah, at least
Yeah, I
narrowing
think
it down.
I think there's 3 good ones, so yeah. I would say Elden Reaches and or Khan.
Reaches
down.
Karnath and potentially Valinor.
Does anyone know anything about Elden Reaches? What is that place?
Marshes.
Oh, is it all
Nah.
marshes? That sounds ugly. Let's not go there.
Marshes and forests.
Boo!
I thought you liked being up high in the trees.
Well, it's a marsh and just forest. Now, are there anywhere with mountains? I'd love to see a real I'd love to see a real mountain for once in my life.
Given the other two are fire locations and volcanoes, Ellie, I think you might be out of luck.
Oh, piss and posh. Sorry, I'm not allowed to swear.
Oh, swear all you want.
Oh, I was just told.
We won't
not-
tell.
It's not
Be
good
like-
for a lady to swear.
You like more holds or something? That's where the mountains.
I'll cuss on my own time. Right, well,
Cool.
It's the general consensus of the top 3 from everybody here.
Well, you know where mine are.
Read about.
I guess I'm fine with Karnath.
I would like Karth, Elden Reaches. I'm not really keen on a sea campaign this early on.
We'd go somewhere fairly close by anyway.
Because yes, out of character, these locations will all be very different styles. So
Shadow Marcher sounds interesting.
What's there?
The Relics
Awakening.
Relics. Okay. Is
Okay,
there
then we
any
would match.
time-sensitive stuff that we would have been noted in this, like that are maybe higher priority?
nothing that was specific. Like if you're looking for a particular one that you think you need more urgency on.
Yeah. Like if there's
Um,
people going missing or something, is that something that's going to be urgent?
I mean, the stories that you've been given for this sort of thing, if I can probably provide a little bit extra on it. So the missing persons is the population isn't huge in the Eldeen Reaches, so we're not necessarily talking about, and it's not a really very touristy sort of area. People don't go there just for the sake of going there. They have a purpose.
Hmm.
So the Eldeen Reaches missing persons list, while it's always going to be important to track down what's going on when people are missing, you get the feeling we're not talking like hundreds of people.
It's like a person goes somewhere and they just don't
Correct.
come back.
As far as the one in Karnath is concerned, at least from what Darian would probably explain to you, is that it would be very much a criminal activity to murder in that location, because they are very.
Isn't it a criminal activity to murder, like, in a lot of places?
Sure, but I guess what I'm trying to
Flexible.
say here is they often are conscripted. A lot of the people from Karnath are conscripted. They're very well known for their armies or for their soldiers, fighters, mercenaries. And so if somebody or a lot of them are running around just blatantly killing for the sake of killing, then there probably is something wrong with them. So it's less about simple murder.
I think
not
that's a
simple.
solid opener. Karnath?
The fact that something is stirring in the demon wastes, it's hard to, like, if it's
Yeah.
something to do with the volcano, like only the absolute hardy would go there.
Mm,
So
not a place to go.
it would be suggestive that this could
That's
be
just-
somewhere that some evil is going on.
I can just imagine that being just as bad as the Moorland.
As far as relics are concerned, you'd expect more relics to be coming from the Moorland. But as far as these sort of relics are concerned, these could be anything. Like, they could be lost artifacts, they could be relics from a lost time. The fact that they are becoming awakened, that could be a curiosity more than anything.
Yep.
Droam's poltergeist activity, well, that's an unusual thing in that space, especially for a region predominantly populated by monsters. And there with magical machinery doing strange things, well, that's not totally uncommon. Obviously, when they started tinkering with magic and science together, there were things that didn't work. But it's been many years, so the fact that things are doing strange things now, then that could be an interesting thread. Might explain a few things elsewhere.
So, if we had a free airship ride, we can literally go anywhere.
You have one free passage to one destination.
Yeah.
Rain?
Or just whether
if-
that's on the rail or airship.
So, sorry, what do you mean?
So that's either on the rail or airship.
I mean, you could still choose to walk there wherever you wanted to go as well. This is just
Okay.
if you take the lightning rail, you get one free destination, and if you take the airship, you get one free destination. Obviously, the airship's got a bit more range.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the journey is necessarily faster, but
Cool.
Rain, the fact that there is some sort of divine power with strange effects, particularly spontaneous assimilation, is kind of concerning. That you don't have much more information than that on that one. So that one's a bit strange. Attacks on ships at the Lazar Principalities is kind of like, well, that can happen quite a bit out in the ocean, so maybe that's not so strange. Maybe the occurrences is more the issue. In Zalago, people reading articles and then doing things strangely. Could there be cryptic messages written into the articles? Could they be cursed? A few possibilities there. And I'm kind of reading this through to give you some idea of what this is as opposed to just a one-line thing. But Dargoon, sudden shifts of traveling to other realities, like walking in a straight line and then shifting from one reality to another and back again. Just kind of like mini portals popping up around the place. The Muralholds, there are rumblings at the Fist of Onatar, which is... It is a volcano for all intents and purposes, but there could be, or there is pretty much known to be like an elemental titan that lives there and is worshipped by the dwarves who live in that area. So, what could that mean? Not sure. And we covered the other two, the Kabara. What are they worshipping? If there's increased cultist activity, what are they worshipping? What's going to happen here? So they're the kind of things that this is kind of describing. So, and yeah, Exiles for Valinor was pretty much anybody that was deemed to be. There was never the capacity to continue to store prisoners in Valinor. So as much as you might come across somebody who has done a crime and then lock them away, there's a point when you need that space for the next person. And you can't hold them forever. But some people were just so demented in their crimes that they would have had to be locked up pretty much indefinitely. But instead, they were exiled to the desert.
Listen, I know a thing about law and order. I think it's probably a good idea. I know the whole due process and everything. All I'm saying, folks, is that I do have experience if we want to do this. All right.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're going
well,
to be okay in Valina, Dardelian?
Shrugs. Just, well, do my best. I do tend to stand out. I'm probably the only one of my kind that you'll ever see in your life, so it's a bit difficult. But
Sorry, when you say your kind, you look like an elf. I've seen elves before in Valinar.
have you seen an elf that
You've
looks like
seen
me?
You've seen Valina elves?
I mean, I've seen the ones around town. The ones who, run the place and the ones who do all the official things, yeah.
And he's just sort of gesturing to his face. And as he lifts his arm, like sleeve slips, and again, basically where his sleeve stops is where the tattoos stop, and they're all like you would like them, Ellie. They're all sort of like avian
Oh, that's
in
lovely.
nature, like feathers and birds, and mainly ravens and stuff, but fairly avian. And yes, but have you seen one such as myself?
Don't know what you mean by that, but
He
I'm
sort
gonna
of
go
pulls
with
his hair to
no.
the side with like the beads and everything in it, like making noise, and then like the incredibly pale complexion.
mm,
You should get
Sort of
out
like
more.
almost-
out of character, I kind of know what they are, but
I'm not from here. I've been here for quite a while, a few hundred years, but I'm not from here.
Right, well, let's just say I'll learn a little bit more about you in the future. Mr. Elf, maybe.
Oh, I am an elf.
Dragon said that he's happy to go to Karnath if that's what everyone wants to do.
Problem wasn't Dragon going to Karna. It was,
Yeah. Darian.
Darian.
Oh,
God damn it, D
Darian.
names!
I thought it was
Flip a
sad.
coin.
Yeah, he's not here to explain, but
Yeah, so it's
Dragon's character did also originate from Karnath.
cool. So I have to wait for them. Cool.
Yeah.
Look,
Don't
in the
know.
meantime, regardless of where we decide to go, I think at some point we will need to get some supplies, and I think now's a fucking pertinent time as any. It's still middle of the day, so we've got plenty of time.
Oh,
Mhm.
right. I can do that thing I was telling y'all about if you want to see it.
Sure.
Fucking right. Bird it up.
She cracks her knuckles and just stretch for a second. All right, this is always a little strange, like you're sneezing with your whole body, but here we go. And she focuses for a second, and feathers stream down from her hair all the way down her body, and sort of up to her elbows. They sort of peter out from there. Her eyes open up, and you see a sort of yellowish, almost predatory look to them as she looks at all of you. Well,
Does your mouth turn into a beak?
no.
Wow.
It's not like full bird. It's just like, whew, I always feel. Oh, man.
I motioned to touch your feathers, then realized I shouldn't without permission. I'm like, can I feel them?
Yeah, go ahead. They're just like any other hawk feathers. You gotta do it fast. It only lasts for a couple minutes. She holds her arm out.
Right. Darian turns around and looks up, finally says something, goes, I'm okay with going to Karnath. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there stroking your bird face.
Hey, hands off.
Hey, I got permission.
Not the face. Arm. Ah. Man.
Do they feel like real feathers?
Yes.
It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, eh?
Do they
I
just...
asked every single shaman and mage and wandering healer. Ain't none of them know what it is.
And
How many feathers are you two sliding and handing right now?
I'm not pulling them off her, but I'm like, so what causes it to happen?
Well, I can make it happen. You focus, you know? I think myself, I need some extra help. I need to focus on what I'm doing. Usually when I'm in danger, if I have to take in somebody and it turns out to be a bit of a struggle or, it's just part of who I am, right? Like, why do you breathe?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I guess it's annoying, but it's useful. I always feel like I'm a bit more durable and I can move a bit faster when I'm like this.
That's cool.
Can you fly?
No, I can't fly, but I can. I'm pretty good with magic, so I can just fly with magic.
Well,
No.
What I can do though is I developed this weird trick. If I'm like this and someone rushes me down, I can just pop away, just fly back a little bit, use their momentum and the air, and just find myself in a safer spot. It ain't hard once you get the use of it.
And
I'm
By
then
this
say,
intrigued.
The feathers start receding away, and
They fall off, or they just like pull back in.
yeah, they start like growing back in. A couple like fall off, and she shakes her hair out with a few. A few always get stuck back there in the roots. Ah, piss. Sorry, I'm cussing again.
Here, let's just hold still, and I'll reach over and I'll grab one from the back of your neck,
All right, thanks.
and I just slide a hand a couple more.
you allow it to happen?
Yeah, it's always a bitch to get those out.
Do you mind that he's taking them?
No. What am I gonna do with them? They're just litter.
So you do this without the need to roll.
You see Uthal look at Darian nod, and my hand's just gonna go underneath the table with the feathers and come out without the feathers, sorry. But if Stigger's paying attention, he'll get a tap on the knee from a mage hand holding a whole bunch of feathers under the table.
He'll tip his hat too. Put them in the pouch.
Anyways, I can only do that like once a day. One time when I was little, it stuck with me for a whole day. But I've never done that before again.
And it's probably a good time as you're sitting here, if there is anything that you want to add to this, Lisette, as you have joined. Is there anything that you want to further reveal about your character?
The one thing we'd like to know is what kind of race do you appear to be?
Because I was looking around, seeing how old people look and what they just look like in general.
What race am I? She's human. Sorry, I'm dead tired. I forgot to put my alarm on.
That's okay.
Woke up in panic.
That's cool.
Not particularly anything I can think she feels the need to discuss. You can kind of tell that she specializes in ice magic already, and she's not a very unique race. She's human, so nothing interesting to talk about there.
Just say, have you always known how to freeze your drink like that?
Yeah, it comes in handy.
Wow, so you get cold water on demand? That's wild.
Yeah, that's hard to come by.
Really? I didn't think it was that rare.
Yeah,
Well,
from the east it is. In the Blade Desert.
Yeah, listen, I ain't never had a bath before since last night. This is just incredible.
I mean, it'll be a very cold bath. Try to make you a bath. And I do water magic. It's just ice.
Mm.
Well, that's certainly dynamic. I specialize in in fire,
Sorry,
global electricity.
Can you make water?
Didn't like the spell just make water? No. Although I could just make some ice and it would just melt, which would make water. Kind of weird like that, but. Dragon, I just sent you a message if you can do that for us. Sure, on Discord. Wherever. Again, sorry guys. I'm gonna have to set a automatic
Sleepy
alarm.
boy.
It's okay. Yeah. We're not gonna do the shopping today because we're gonna run out of time. So I think if you've now got at least your ideas for where you want to go in place, I think that's a good place to start. And we can come back next week, do whatever shopping you need to do, and then really finalize where you want to go.
Sure.
Hopefully we have
Alright.
everyone back here for that.
So we're doing out of
During
so
the week.
we were doing out of character, out of session shopping.
No, I'll come back and do
No?
that after.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there? I just think we're going to run out of time because I have NPCs that you may meet again later, not necessarily only en route. So it's not going to be a random shop sort of thing.
Okay. Oh, traveling.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is there? We're looking to wrap this up for the stream. Is there anything you guys want to share as far as like shout outs for yourselves, places to find you, anywhere, anything else?
Nope.
It's fine if there's not.
Really?
Shout outs.
Shout
Stay
out to how
safe,
cool
everyone,
I
and
am.
hope that you all find your own D&D games to play in, because it is awesome fun.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yes.
It is.
Because you don't sleep in.
Yeah.
Even
Do we
if-
crowdfund you an alarm clock, or, I mean...
No.
Yeah.
No. I've got to look at my phone and see if I can set something up for just to go off at Sunday, every Sunday at this time.
You have an
But
Android?
like
If
6
you got an
a.m.
Android, then yes, it's possible. I have like 4 set for this.
I still
Well,
have an
I
alarm.
had 6 for this morning because when I
Yeah.
finished work last night.
I've got an alarm that for D&D that's been pinging me at 8 p.m. on Friday for like about 6 years now. Like, good lord.
Well, at least you know when it's 8 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any other shout-outs, do we?
Negative Ghost Rider.
All right.
Not yet.
Well,
Stay safe.
This is where we'll leave it
Have
for
a
now.
fun.